But I'm just saying, if you believe in yourself that much,
I believe in myself.
If the roles were reversed,
what do you think? You think he could beat Boots Ennis?
Well, if anybody can, it'd be him, but that's a hell of a task he's taking on at an early age too. You know what I mean? So I would have liked to see him wait just a little bit longer, get a couple more fights in. But sometime when the money calls, the fight has happened.
Man, that's a tough fight. You know, especially for Xander at this point in his career. But it shows his heart and his confidence, you know, that he have in himself. And he's ready to go make history for his country. And he's going to do real well in that fight. You know, I just think, you know, right now, you know, it's a little bit too early.
What was expected to be a standard face-off between Jaron "Boots" Ennis and Xander Zayas suddenly spiraled into complete chaos as emotions erupted in an instant. The tension escalated so quickly that security personnel had no choice but to step in and physically separate both fighters before the situation got any worse. Even after they were pulled apart, however, the confrontation was far from over. Boots continued exchanging words and immediately challenged Zayas by raising questions about whether he had truly earned the reputation many people have given him.
If you believe in yourself, you would have took the 55-45 straight like that. Yeah. No matter I understand you trying to feed your family, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. I'm doing the same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, there's levels, and I'm really gonna show you why I'm like that. And if you really, like I said, if you really believe in yourself, you would have took the 55-45 straight like that.
There's levels, and you're gonna be uncomfortable when it comes to June 27th. Promise.
I afford every style. What can you bring to?
As the heated confrontation continued, Ennis intensified his criticism and made it clear that he had no intention of holding back. The champion openly targeted what he sees as serious flaws in Zayas' defensive game, arguing that those weaknesses have not been fully exposed yet. According to Boots, those issues may have gone unnoticed against previous opponents, but he believes they will become impossible to hide once the two fighters finally share the ring under the brightest lights.
Monkeys, I'm not gonna miss.
All right.
You tripping.
All right.
Yo, you was tripping.
All right. Make sure you hit it. Make sure you hit it and you get it right. If you don't hit it,
wait.
Whoa. You took it way too long.
Hold on. Wait. Dog, I heard you say something that I don't move my head, bro. I watched you fight several times. You do not move your noggin, bro. You get hit with clean, flush shots.
What about you?
Bro, it's boxing. We gonna get hit. But you was trying to make it seem like
you just proved my point.
No, but listen, I'm not finished talking. But you try to make it seem like I just get hit all crazy and all. But watch this. On fight night, make sure you be ready. And like I said, bro.
Pushing the psychological battle even further, Boots delivered a bold prediction that immediately generated discussion throughout the boxing community. Ennis confidently stated that Zayas would be forced to absorb clean and unanswered punches during the contest, emphasizing the difference in skill level he believes separates them. From his perspective, once the opening bell rings and the pace increases, the challenger will quickly discover that competing against him is far different from anything he has experienced before.
When I tell you these boys be getting hit clean, I'm talking about clean. They live out the ring with hickeys, knots, cuts, bleeding. Bro, you watch any of my fights, bro. If anything, I might got like a little. I don't be having nothing, basically. Right? These guys be leaving out bleeding and all that. Like, come on, bro. It shows to really work on their defense and really don't.
Not willing to stay silent, Xander Zayas responded immediately and expressed complete confidence in the strategy he believes can turn the fight in his favor. The unbeaten contender pointed to the strengths and tools he possesses as reasons why he represents a genuine threat to the champion. Zayas insisted that he has identified vulnerabilities in Ennis that other opponents have either overlooked or failed to take advantage of throughout his career.
A lot of things that I can take advantage of. I got the speed, I got the power, I got the technique, I got the length, I got the strength, I got the IQ. There's a lot of things I can take into consideration when it comes to breaking down his style.
But he also mentions that you get hit a lot.
The same way he does.
To avoid that.
The same way he does. Right. Try to move my head the same way he tried to move his head.
Keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel.
You took this fight and showed your confidence. Yeah. Why do you think he put a 55-45 to try to double your confidence?
Because that was the first thing or negotiations they had with Virgil. 55-45 to the winner. But again, me bringing in 2 belts and giving the opportunity for 2 belts when I didn't need to, I feel like a 50-50 was being generous to him because I could have acted.
Despite the pressure and verbal attacks coming from across the stage, Zayas remained composed and refused to show any signs of frustration. Throughout the tense exchange, he maintained his focus and made it clear that he is entering this fight with complete confidence in his preparation. The challenger stressed that both mentally and physically, he feels ready for the toughest and most important challenge of his professional boxing journey.
I feel like that's the way he should think. You know, if he didn't think that way, then he wouldn't be a fighter. I feel like it's the same way. I'm gonna rip his heart out. I'm gonna take him to somewhere he's never been. You know, he's gonna feel uncomfortable. He's gonna be uncomfortable when it comes to fight night. It's easy to face guys that you're bigger than them, you're more athletic than them. But when you're facing a guy that is as big as you, that is as athletic as you, that is as composed, as smart as you, it's a whole...
Addressing the critics directly, Xander Zayas delivered a firm response to those questioning whether he belongs at this level. He explained that outside opinions no longer influence the way he approaches his training or preparation. Instead, his entire focus remains centered on discipline, commitment, and trusting the people around him to ensure he is fully prepared when the biggest opportunity of his career finally arrives.
Weight, then they got to move up, because that's the whole point of fighting at 154. You got to make a little bit of weight. I'm growing, I'm getting better, I'm getting bigger. We keep controlling it. I have a great nutritionist team that work with me. The ones that work with Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, so they know what they're doing. And I believe in them throughout, you know, my whole career.
So there's no concern?
Not at all, never. There's never been no concerns.
Xander,
They brought a lot of history to Puerto Rico in the boxing world, in the island. But to be honest, it's all about my legacy. It's about building Xander Zayas and what he's going to bring to the table every time.
The dramatic altercation immediately became one of the biggest talking points in boxing and significantly increased interest in the upcoming showdown. Reacting to the incident, Eddie Hearn admitted that he was genuinely surprised the fight had been finalized in the first place. He praised Xander Zayas for accepting a challenge that many fighters would likely avoid, highlighting the courage and confidence required to step into the ring against an opponent as dangerous as Jaron "Boots" Ennis.
He's a young, incredible fighter. There is no way he will fight Jaron "Boots" Ennis. And I'm actually sitting here still in shock that this fight is made. And I have to give unbelievable credit to Xander Zayas, because you are a great fighter, but you must have a massive set of cojones, because what you're about to take part in June 27th is one of the toughest.
Eddie Hearn described this matchup as an enormous risk, particularly for a young contender who is still working his way toward the very top of the sport. He admitted that putting a fighter in this position goes against the more cautious approach he typically prefers when guiding rising prospects. Even so, Hearn emphasized that this willingness to embrace danger is exactly the kind of mentality that keeps boxing exciting. In his view, fighters who are prepared to take major risks are the ones who help create the most memorable moments in the sport.
I mean, not just dangerous for him, but dangerous for Boots, because this kid, he sees it, and I don't mean to be disrespectful calling him a kid. He's 23. He's one of the hottest young stars in the sport. I would be keeping him away from Jaron. Like, if I represented Xander Zayas, there is no way I would let him take this fight. I'd be saying, listen, we'll go to MSG, we'll fill that up, we'll do another homecoming fight in Puerto Rico, we'll have Bad Bunny singing you out, we'll milk it, we'll do this, we'll move up to middleweight. We've got years. But this is what boxing needs. Like, this is not me being critical, this is me.
Roy Jones Jr. highlighted a part of Jaron Ennis's skill set that often flies under the radar for many fans. The boxing legend explained that beyond the obvious speed, power, and athleticism, there is another level to Ennis's game that makes him especially dangerous. According to Jones, Boots possesses a rare ability to adjust, adapt, and solve problems in real time, allowing him to remain effective in a wide variety of situations. That versatility is a major reason why he is considered such a difficult challenge for any opponent.
Jaron being a guy that's actually knows what he's doing and knows how to fight, has talent too, but knows how to use his talent. Therefore, it's nothing to break down. And I think they'll find that out come this next fight.
Does he remind you of yourself at all?
A lot.
How so?
Well, he got so many things he can do. He know how to change things up on the spot. When you can be able to adapt and change up on the spot, that's what you don't find in most fighters nowadays. You don't find guys that this ain't working, they can go do that. If that ain't working, they can go do that. You understand me? That was the one good thing.
Tim Tsayu shared a similar perspective and spoke highly of the champion's abilities. He suggested that some qualities simply cannot be developed through training alone because they are natural gifts that certain fighters are born with. Tsayu described Ennis as one of those rare athletes whose talent is immediately noticeable the moment he steps into the ring. In his opinion, Those special instincts and physical tools are among the biggest reasons why Boots continues to separate himself from the competition at the highest level.
All right, last one is always Boots. Any
I got
else today?
Boots. Yeah, I got Boots. I think he's too skillful. IQ level, how quick he is. I think he's
Not everyone, however, is viewing this fight through the same lens. Showbiz offered a completely different perspective and presented an argument that challenges the popular narrative surrounding the matchup. He believes there are several important elements being overlooked by both fans and analysts, factors that could make the contest much closer than many people expect. From his viewpoint, this fight may be far less predictable than it appears on the surface.
I don't care what anyone says. Xander Zayas is Boots' toughest opponent to date. As far as announced, we're not sure what's going to happen in the fight. Do I have Boots as of right now? Yeah. But I think Xander Zayas is going to give Boots trouble. I do. I think it's a good fight. If Xander Zayas works...
While acknowledging the underdog's strengths, Sean Zittel reminded everyone that this is the kind of fight where certainty simply does not exist. He praised the challenger for stepping up and embracing such a difficult opportunity, but stressed that everything changes once the opening bell sounds. In a matchup between two talented fighters, a single mistake, tactical adjustment, or momentum swing can completely reshape the direction of the contest and alter the final result.
And he's got that punch. He's got the left hook that Cotto and Trinidad had. That's the famous shot. And he
offensive arsenal is unlimited.
And he wasn't in there with a bomb last night.
No, not at all.
So he's showing.
Providing his own analysis, Gabzato focused on a small but potentially crucial technical aspect of the fight that he believes could influence the outcome. He argued that confidence and momentum often carry more weight than people realize, especially when elite competitors face each other under intense pressure. In situations where skill levels are closely matched, self-belief can become a powerful weapon that helps determine who gains the upper hand when the stakes are at their highest.
Guys step in the ring with Boots, they're intimidated with the athleticism.
Yeah, he's a different brother.
Xander, he's not. He's a champion. He's confident. He got that Puerto Rican pride, too.
Okay.
I mean, the fight's in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the fight's in New York. I'm sorry.
Might as well be in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, New York. You know how it is.
So it's gonna be a big fan base for Xander, man. So it's gonna be like a hometown kind of.
Boots Ennis's father, Jaron Ennis, was not convinced by the increasing excitement surrounding Xander Zayas. Although he gave credit to Zayas for accepting a challenge that many fighters may have avoided, he remained firm in his belief that bravery alone will not be enough to overcome the champion. Derek expressed confidence in his son's abilities and suggested that, from his perspective, the outcome is already moving in a very predictable direction once the two men finally step inside the ring.
I mean, we mellow. We just laid back, keep on talking, you know what I mean? Keep on building the fight, you know what I mean? But it should be a good fight, as long as it lasts.
Yo, that's one of your favorite lines.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fight, I know y'all wanted Virgil. I know that was the fight that looked like it was going to happen.
Right.
That was the fight y'all had circled.
Right.
This is your second unification situation, right? Does this mean that much more because it's another division, another chance for you to stake your claim?
Well, I mean, we want to fight whoever, man.
Expanding on his viewpoint, Jaron Ennis issued a strong reminder about how difficult it is to compete against elite opposition at the highest level of boxing. He questioned whether Xander Zayas truly possesses the skill set required to push Jaron Ennis into uncomfortable situations once the action begins. Derek also rejected the notion that opponents have discovered a reliable formula for beating his son, insisting that every fighter who has tried has ultimately failed to find lasting success against him.
Can't take that away from him. People talking about this and talking about, but I think he's a good fighter.
Now, with you, I noticed that you don't look past any opponent. You take everybody serious.
No, you have to, man. You know what I mean? Because anything can happen in boxing, man. You know what I mean? You only take one shot, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful, man. You got to be on at all times, man. Cylinders got to be working, man.
What kind of Boots can we expect?
I hope he take Boots to another level, because Boots never went to another level yet. You know what I mean? Then you want to see something. You really want to see something. But if he can't take him to another level, you know what I mean, it's going to be like it normally be.
Meanwhile, Emiliano Vargas offered his own perspective and suggested that if Xander Zayas hopes to pull off a major upset, he will need to bring something entirely different to the table. Vargas believes the challenger must force the fight at a relentless pace and make things physically demanding from the very first round. In his opinion, imposing pressure and dictating the tempo could prove even more valuable than pure technical skills when facing an opponent as talented as Boots Ennis.
Xander is going to have to pull something out of him that he's never pulled out. I think that he's going to rise to the occasion. I think Boots is a very skilled fighter, fights southpaw, orthodox, can box, can punch, you know, but I haven't really seen him in there with anybody that can really go to the body, you know, so I think maybe if Xander can go to the body and, you know, maybe like a Miguel Cotto type of real tight, real in the pocket, and not let Boots dance around and box and do what he wants to do, then I think Xander has a great shot of beating him, you know, and he's two-time champion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't really need to take the fight, but...
Trainer Greg Hackett approached the matchup from another perspective, describing it as a battle between natural talent and the harsh realities that unfold on fight night. He argued that regardless of all the predictions, debates, and media attention surrounding the event, the final outcome could ultimately depend on factors such as conditioning, discipline, and mental toughness. While those qualities may not generate the same headlines as knockouts and highlights, they often play the biggest role in determining championship-level success.
Out of both fighters, and the reason I'm expecting a great fight is because there's been a lot of backlash. I feel like on both of them a little bit. Zayas being young, a lot of people feel like he was given the titles. And I mean, of course you can't give them to a guy when he got to fight for him. Sometimes we don't like the opponents, but guess what? He fought for him and he did it. He did his best. He did great. Boots, on the other hand, a lot of people don't like the opponents. They say it's not to his level. But when you're dealing with a talent like that, how could it be? You know what I'm saying? What I love about the fight is Xander is big, young, strong, skillful, and he not afraid. Boots, we know he trying to bring everything to the table, the speed, the power, you know, just the lights. He bringing everything to it. I think it's a great test for Boots because this is a guy who you can say.
Building on that point, Hackett emphasized the enormous significance of what is on the line for both competitors. This is not simply another high-profile fight added to the boxing schedule. Instead, it represents a career-defining opportunity for two undefeated fighters who are putting years of dedication, momentum, and hard-earned reputations at risk. Both men understand that a single performance could dramatically reshape the direction of their future in the sport.
Because he's never been stopped. I never even seen him go down. You know what I mean? So it's not like we talking about a chump. You know what I mean? He coming to fight. And I think this kid being young what makes him dangerous, him being young, energetic, and then a big guy. He got real good size to him. You know what I mean? Strong guy. And I think that right there enough is going to make it a great fight. You know what I mean? Just because he's going to train. Zayas is going to train like he's never trained before because he knows this is a big fight. This could catapult him in a different way, man. You know?
Definitely. Whoever wins this fight, they're both undefeated. Somebody's O has to go. Whoever wins this fight is going to be a star name and probably going into a fight with Sebastian Fundora, right?
Absolutely. That's how I feel. So it's a lot riding on this. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy that it's in New York.
Timothy Bradley Jr. once again expressed confidence in Jaron Ennis and backed the champion to emerge victorious. Bradley believes Boots possesses the complete package needed to perform at his best when the pressure reaches its highest point. At the same time, he acknowledged that this contest presents a meaningful challenge and an important measuring stick for the champion as he continues building his legacy against increasingly dangerous opposition.
I'm telling y'all right now, y'all lose to Xander Zayas, y'all ain't gonna never ever stop hearing me say, y'all better not lose. I'm just telling y'all right now, you better not lose. I'm putting money down on y'all, and I'm gonna show the tag. Y'all better not lose to no Xander Zayas. That's all I'm gonna tell you right now, boy, for real. Cause you ain't gonna never hear the end of me, ever. Hell no. Yeah, so what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is, instead of taking what I'm saying, the criticism that I'm giving you, you should take it, bro, as a...
Bradley also spoke about the criticism he has often directed toward fighters throughout the years and addressed the perception many people have of his commentary. He explained that his observations are never intended as personal attacks or attempts to disrespect athletes. Instead, Bradley believes constructive criticism and accountability are essential parts of development for any fighter who wants to evolve from a promising contender into a truly elite champion capable of sustaining long-term success.
Don't critique y'all. I critique Xander Zayas. Why you think Xander Zayas got better? Why you think he got better? Shit. I called a lot of his fights. You know? Why you think all these guys are getting better, man? Because I'm not a yes man, pat on the back. Oh, yeah. When you do good, I'll pat you on the back. You did damn good. But when you doing good, but you making a lot of mistakes, I'm like, oh, you look, good job, but be careful, man, because I lived this. I lived it. I'm a holiday famer.
The wait is almost over. Jaron Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas are set to collide in one of the most talked-about fights in boxing. Two undefeated fighters, two different styles, and one huge opportunity to make a statement on the biggest stage. The predictions, debates, and mind games are finished. Now it's time to find out who can deliver when the pressure is at its highest. Once the opening bell rings, only one question matters. Who will leave the ring with their unbeaten record and reputation intact?